Hello everyone. Today we are going to study how we can compare the EMF of the batteries by using the potentiometers. So by using potentiometer, you can compare the EMF of the batteries, or also you can find out the EMF of one batteries if you know the EMF of another battery or electric cells. So here you can see this is the circuit arrangement for the potentiometers. For using these circuit diagrams or these devices potentiometers, you can find the EMFs of the batteries. Okay, so now we start. So you can see this is same networks as you are learned in the previous lectures. At that times we discuss about the working of the potentiometers and its principles. So you can see this is same as to their networks. Here these portion is only added. So now first of all we give the information about these devices, these circuit diagrams. So first of all you can see this is the AB. This is the wire of uniform cross sectional area. Okay, so this wire AB which is connected in series with variable resistance or rheostat key K, and the batteries whose EMF that is epsilon and internal resistance that is R. Once again I repeat, the uniform cross sectional area, a wire of uniform cross sectional area which is connected in series with variable resistor or rheostat key K, and the batteries whose EMF that is epsilon and internal resistance is R. Then you are connected to batteries whose EMF you want to compare. Okay, so that two batteries are connected in parallel connection. Also, the positive terminals of these two batteries are connected at point A as shown in the figure. Also, the negative terminals of the battery which is connected at point 1 and 2 of three-way switch. What is this? This is three-way switch. It has 3 points, 1, 2 and 3. So negative terminals of this battery is connected at point 1 and 2 of three-way switch. Also, the positive terminals of galvanometer is connected at 3 switch or 3 point of three-way switch, and the negative terminals which is connected with jockey, and that jockey can be moved over the wires till you not get the deflection in galvanometer is equal to 0. Okay, so this is the information about the circuit diagram. Once again I repeat, here you have a wire whose uniform cross sectional area. The wire has uniform cross sectional area which is connected in series with variable resistor key, batteries whose EMF is epsilon, internal resistance is R. Also, the two batteries whose EMF we want to compare, that is connected in parallel connection. Also, their positive terminals is connected at point A, negative terminals is connected at point 1 and 2 of three-way switch. The positive terminals of galvanometer is connected at point 3, negative terminal is connected at jockey, and this jockey can be moved over the wires till you not get the deflection in galvanometer is equal to 0. Here notice that this whole connection is not simultaneous. First you take connection of this one for some condition and then you take this one. Okay, because of this is denoted by dotted lines. This is not simultaneous connection. Okay, so now we derive the equation, this one. By using this equation you can compare the EMF of these two batteries. Also, by using this equation you can find out the EMF of battery 1. If EMF of battery 2 is known, L1 and L2 is known. So now we start. For that we consider two cases. You have noticed that this is three-way switch. That means when you connected point 1 and 3, which point? 1 and 3. At that time the battery whose EMF epsilon 1 which is connected with galvanometers. But when you connected point 2 and 3, at that time these batteries of So when you connected 1 3, at that time epsilon 1 is connected with galvanometer. When you connected 2 3, then battery source EMF epsilon 2 is connected with galvanometer. So we take two cases. First we connected this battery and then we connected here epsilon with second battery. So in first case, suppose we connected point 1 and 3 or joined the point 1 and 3. So now batteries whose EMF epsilon 1 is connected with galvanometers. Then this jockey which is connected with negative terminals of galvanometers, which is moved over this wire until you not get the zero deflection in galvanometers. Now suppose when you move this jockey from here and when you reach point at N1, this point, at that time this deflection becomes zero. Suppose. So now you clamp this key at this point. Clamp this key at this N1 point. So now you get a closed loop. You can see. Now you have A2 epsilon 1, then you have G, then N1 and then point A. Is it okay? What we have to do is first of all connect join point 1 and 3, then batteries whose EMF epsilon 1 is connected with galvanometers. Then you move the jockey over the wires until you not get X is equal to 0. That means deflection in galvanometer is equal to 0. When you get suppose this point, when you reject these points, at that time this galvanometer becomes 0. Deflection is 0. So clamp that jockey at this point. So now you get a loop A epsilon 1 G N1 N2. Now for that, suppose this length of the wire, that is N1. This length of the wire A N1, that is N1. You can see this is A. Now according to previous theory, you know that by using potentiometer you can find out the potential difference as 2 points of the wires. So this is the part of the wires. So by using that principles, you can find out the potential difference between point A and N1. What is the principle of potentiometers? The potential difference at 2 points of the wires, it is directly proportional to distance between that 2 points. Suppose we have this wire, this is wire, and this length is L. This point is A, this is your B. Now we want to find out the potential difference between these two wires, these 2 points. So that is directly proportional to the distance between that 2 points. Also, this is also write down like this part. Here we have potential gradient. This theory we have done in previous lecture. So by using these principles, you can find out the potential difference between point A and N1. Yes, this is very easy. This length is L1. So instead of L, now we have L1. So this equation becomes like this. You can see here this. This is the potential difference between point A and N1. So this is the potential gradient and length of that wires A and N1. Then we have suppose, you can see, suppose the length of the wire that is L1. So now you can apply the Kirchhoff's second law to loop A epsilon 1 G N1 and 3. So you can apply Kirchhoff's second law to loop A epsilon 1 G N1 and A. This loop A epsilon 1 G N1 to A. Now what is the Kirchhoff's second rule? So that gives the summation of potential difference across the resistors. It is equivalent to the summation of EMF of all batteries. So here you can see only one battery is connected for this loop, and whose EMF is epsilon 1. So you can write like this. Once again I repeat, what is the second law of the second rules of the Kirchhoff? That is summation of potential difference across the resistors. This is the potential difference across the resistor. That summation is equivalent to summation of EMF of all batteries. Okay, so here you can write this is the summation of EMF of all batteries. But for this loop, you can see A epsilon 1 G N1 and A. We have only one battery, and that EMF is epsilon 1. So you can write like Now here you can see any resistance? No, but here wire is there, and wire has its own resistance. So that resistance, it has some resistance, but here we need the potential difference. So potential difference already we have found. So that potential difference, that is 5 and 1. So this is the potential difference across the resistor. Here you cannot see the resistor, but this is the wire, and wire has its own resistor. So across that potential difference to that wire, that is 5L1, is equivalent to epsilon 1. You can also write like this: epsilon 1 is equal to 5L1. So this is your equation 1. Okay. Now similarly we consider second case. Now second case is that now you connected point 2 and 3. So now your battery whose EMF epsilon 2, which is connected with galvanometers, then move the jockey over the wires till you not get the galvanometer deflection is equal to 0. Now these times, suppose when you move over these wires and when you reach at this point and 2, you get the deflection is equal to 0. So at that time you get jockey here, jockey. So now we have a loop that is A, epsilon 2, G, N2, and we have A. Suppose this distance, this wire length A2, N2, that is denoted by N2. Now according to same rules, you can find out potential difference between point A and N2. So that is given by 5 N2. Potential gradient into that. Similar procedure we can apply here and this one. Now we have the loop that is A, epsilon 2, G, N2, and B. Now we are applying Kirchhoff's second rule. So that is same rules. EMF here, now we have epsilon 2 and the potential difference across the resistors. So that is we have a wires. So that potential difference you have find 5 and L2. So this is your second equation. You can write like this: epsilon 2 is equal to 5L. So by using first case, at that time the battery 1 is connected, you get this equation. And when you connected second battery, you get this equation. So now we have two equations of the EMF in terms of the potential difference. So now you can take the ratio of 1 and 2. So when you take ratio epsilon 1 by epsilon 2 in LHS, and RHS 5R1 by 5R2, you can see 5R1 by 5. 5 will be cancelled out. You get epsilon 1 by epsilon 2 L1 by L2. So this length you can measure by this potentiometer circuit. This is very easy. Okay, this length you can measure. This length is L2. So these both length you can measure from this circuit diagram. These certain devices from potentiometers. So now you can compare the EMF of battery 1 and battery 2. We take examples. Suppose this length L1 is greater than to L2. This is supposition. You take L1 that is greater than to L2. Also you can see epsilon 1 is directly proportional to L1. Epsilon 2 is directly proportional to L2. That means if L1 is greater than to L2, so your epsilon 1 is also greater than to epsilon 2. So this is first case. L1 greater than to L2, then epsilon greater than to epsilon 2. Similarly, we take the opposite case. L1 is less than to L2. You can see. So at that time, your epsilon 1 is also less than to epsilon 2. And third case, when these both length is equal to each other, at that time these both are also equal to each other. Okay, so by using this equation, you can compare the EMF of these two batteries. Also, if you know the values of L1, L2, and epsilon 2, then you can find out the values of epsilon 1 by using this equation. This is multiplied here, so you get this equation. Now, these L1 and L2 you can measure from potentiometers, and batteries EMF epsilon 2 if you know, then you can find out the EMF of epsilon 1. you must know these circuit diagrams and write down the information about the circuit diagrams. Okay, this is the wire connected with series with these three components. These two batteries is connected in parallel connection. Then positive terminals is connected at point A, negative at point 1 and 2 of three-way switch. This is three-way switch. Positive terminals of the other connected at 3 points of this three-way switch. Negative with jockey and jockey move over the wires. So this is most important theories. So now I will stop here.